Yo, Twitch, say hi to YouTube. YouTube, say hi to Twitch. We live. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Here we go, guys. We have Chess via AI. Of course, shout out to Chess via AI as they're sponsoring today's stream. And also this video. This is fire. Guys, I had a chance to try this out and I was amazed. I was actually very happy. And I use this a lot, especially when it comes to like chatting with Chessy is the name of the AI, Chessy. Right, so it's nice. You can ask questions about puzzles and all that other stuff too as well. What's up, radio? What's going on? So very nice. I actually read the description. Chess via AI gives you your own AI chess code. It says trained on yourchess.com and Lee Chess Games. You can connect your account. You can import games and analyze them with an AI-powered game reviews and personalized study plans. Play against your coach with real-time advice and ask any question by text or voice in any language. That's crazy to understand the why behind moves and break through your rating plateau. You can use my code Canty 50% off. It gives you 50% off for 3 months. And you can sign up here, guys. You can sign up. If you're on YouTube, I'll leave the link in the description. If you're watching here from Twitch, obviously, you have the Twitch link to it. But you get a 7-day free trial too as well. If you like any of the premium features, chessvia.ai. So we're going to go through some of the stuff here. I actually have a game I left off. I was playing a Jar Jar Binks London. My favorite stuff. But yeah, let's actually move through and just see the stuff here. You can click play so you can play. This is where I was before. So I actually was asking for some of the best moves. Over here on the right, you can actually ask for some of the best moves. I'm actually going to make me smaller here so you can just kind of see a little bit more. Okay, so here on the side, you can, what's the best move in this position, right? I can ask, and then they'll tell me, oh, the best move was knight to d6. So knight to d6 was the best move. Bringing the knight from c4 to d6. This attacks the rook on e8. Puts pressure on my position is what it's saying, forcing me to respond defensively. It's the most active, challenging move right now. And actually, knight d6, inaccuracy here. Okay, let's say this is inaccurate, but this was the right move at the time when I was looking at it from here. So I was playing a real game here and I was like, okay, this is getting hard. This actually came from a Joe Bava London. Can I go c4? Excellent. So I'm kind of finishing this out. c4. Let's explore why this move isn't optimal. I'm going to play king h4. Oh, shoot. Bro, ain't nobody ask you, bro. Come on, man. Nobody even ask you, bro. I'm in trouble. I'm actually in trouble here. Okay, well, you know what? We're gonna let's start a new game. I don't want to play this anymore. I don't want to play anymore. I don't want to play. No. So am I lost? Am I lost? Let's see. Evaluating. Yes, you are completely lost. You have lost your mind. In fact, is what it's telling me. It says you're not lost, but you are at moderate disadvantage. -2. Okay, and I need to defend carefully. If you play knight c8, you're gonna move the rook to e7 and keep fighting. Okay, well, I made it this far with the engine here, or AI, which is Chessy. So yeah, I'm gonna finish this out here. Like I'm just gonna resign. Wait, can you? Hey, you want to draw, bro? Look at this. Hey, you want to draw? No, I'm good, actually. Let's continue. You can actually turn this on, too. Chessy voice. Let me ask to draw again. Do that. Want to draw? Let me think. No, I'm good. Actually, let's continue. There's like, you can change the voices in here, too. I remember doing that, but didn't work this time. Okay, I'm just going to resign. Okay, bro. Whatever. Okay, man. Dang. Deep dive. What does it say? I'm 2,700? Is that what you saying, my guy? Ooh. Analysis ready. Okay, let's go proceed to the game review. And it's saying 2,700. Let's see the accuracy here. Elo, okay, 2,700. Listen, I'll take that any time of the day. So one thing I love about this with game review thing is, I'll show you in a minute, my favorite feature of this is I have the 70 and black was 71%. So this right here, the AI overview of the game. This is pretty neat. I'm not going to lie. It takes a little bit of time when it comes up, but when it comes up, it tells you basically kind of an overview of the game via AI and where you kind of made a mistake, which you could have been better on. I thought that was incredible. Then I'm going to show you guys a little bit of the chat too as well that I just like talking. Like if you want to ask questions basically to an AI about chess, it actually answers a lot of things in there. I was playing around with that. I thought that was pretty awesome too as well. So we're going to wait for this to load. It's also going to bring up puzzles from the game. In this position, you played e3, but that was a blunder. What, bro? What you mean? It's a solution. Oh, they like the knight b5. Okay, I understand. It's not. Yeah, it's not really like that bad, to be honest. Because e3 is theory. In this position, I play h4, but as a human, you know, you would play h4. Again, knight b5, they like knight b5 here. So in this position, I play bishop b5. This is actually theory, but I'm curious to see what they do. Ooh, so bishop b5 wasn't the move? Oh, they like capturing. Okay, capturing is totally fine. What's the next one? I played knight c5. Again, this is theory. b3, they like b3. I've never seen b3 here. I don't even know what the idea is. Let me see. That's new. And that one's new. I've never seen b3 there, which is interesting. Here, what did I play? In this position, I played rook d4, which is an error. So I was supposed to play rook e2. Yeah, I don't know. Why did I play rook d4? I was probably just moving fast. Yeah, rook e2 makes the most sense. I'm buying the pawn. Am I just better? This pawn is hanging. I don't know what I was thinking. I was just probably instant moving. Something playing against this engine or AI. Yeah, rook e2 is very obvious. Here I played knight b7. I wanted to go here. d6. Best was knight d3. Okay. Maybe knight f4 stuff to hit the rook. That's a hard move though. And then here, I made a mistake and played b5. That was a mistake. What was best? Rook d3. g3 was the move. Okay. I should have played g3. All right. Perfect. These are all my mistakes. Got them done. My puzzle's there. All right. So the AI overview. Here we go. It's ready. So I turned a huge early gift into a lost position. Yo, why you gotta talk to me like that, bro? That's kind of crazy. No, you need this type of... Yo, you were playing good and then you were playing garbage. You turned a huge early gift into a lost position. Misplaced minor pieces and 2 rook errors let the counter attack crash through and decided the game. Black's third move g6 was a clear blunder that you gave. They gave you a +2 start. Maybe not a clear blunder there, but immediate e3 returned almost the whole advantage and locked the Jobava bishop. After bishop b5 and later knight c5 to knight ed3 maneuver, you drifted in an equal fragile position. Okay. Nice opening. I chose the Jobava London, but met it with a slow e3 instead of playing the knight b5 we was talking about before. Black mixed lines with early g6, but then stabilized with c5 and bishop f5, kingside castling. In the middle game, piece play was creative, but imprecise. Bishop b5, rook d4, I agree, was not correct. Left the queenless middle game with weak squares and an advanced enemy e-pawn. Accurate tactical replies, rook e8, queen takes d2, converted pressure into a dangerous passed pawn, and 2 rook initiative. Yes, I believe that. Okay. That's not the greatest for me. Oh, what is this? Oh, this is nice. To tell you details of kind of where I went wrong in the game. You have mistakes, whites and blacks, best moves. Then you have a study plan here. Oh, this is nice. This is fire. It gives you a study plan, strengths and weaknesses. So I'm spot on, creative pawn breaks like f4 to unbalance the position. I'm willing to castle long and play for opposite sides. Weaknesses, you ignore minor piece development principles, often blocking your own bishops. You struggle to evaluate rook activity and structure in queenless middle games. You sometimes move the same piece repeatedly, falling behind in tempo. You miss tactical responses, pushing wing pawns later in the game. You know what? Hey, we can throw in hands. You know, I am a world champion chess boxer, so we can really throw hands if that's what you want. Opening work, review the core of Jobava ideas, postpone e3 until c1 and bishop is placed on exchange. Okay, got it, makes sense. Tactics work, solve daily puzzles, which we've been doing, especially forks and stuff like that. Strategy work, study queenless middle games. I'm not gonna lie, that's one I don't study a lot of. But I do study games, but this one in particular, not just like something I study a lot of. Annotate classic games by Karpov and Carlsen. I'm probably going to go to sleep, I promise you, if I'm going to do that one with Karpov. Carlsen, maybe not. Showing how to handle isolated e-pawns, both sides. Practice rook and pawn endings, always good. With active kings, use the rook behind the pass pawn rule. I mean, this is incredible, guys. Imagine what it says about your game, right? Imagine what it's going to say about your own game when it comes to reviewing. Okay, so brilliant moves. We both had a brilliant? What was that? We both had a brilliant, apparently, there. And now in the chat, you can actually help train Chessy here, which is nice. This is the next tool that I love to use here. Besides you putting in your own games and analyzing, if I click analyze here too as well, look at this. This is pretty amazing. Chess via analyze. Transform your games into powerful insights with unlimited free game analysis and improve faster with AI-powered study plans, AI summaries of game phases, key moments, and more. So if I check my online games, I'm going to click on chess.com, type in Jim Canty here, click search. Here's the last game that I lost here. Okay, so that's not good. Let's not look at that one. Let's not look at that one. I don't really want to see that one. Wait, did I win that one? Oh, I won. Oh, I did. Oh, okay. So yeah. Let's take a look at this one. I won. I thought I lost. So yeah, let's take a look at this one. I won this one. So we're gonna analyze the game. Analysis ready. Proceed. Okay. Let's take a look. Same thing, just a different game. So I won this game with black. Guy was 2,800 with white. Wait for that to load. And then we're going to take a look at the chat here. This chat thing is very cool on the side over here. Ooh, 66% accuracy. Ugh. That's okay. He had 60. And this is a bullet game too. So let's take a look at analysis. See anything over here moves. I like this one. AI overview. We're going to wait for that to load. And then we'll pull up the puzzles in the meantime. I don't remember what this opening was. Probably a King's Indian. Because I have a bishop on, or the bishop on G7 is gone. So I played knight D7, which was an inaccuracy. So try to find a better move. Okay, if it's not knight D7, I need to develop. So what, knight A6? No, incorrect again. Queen A5, Queen C5. What? Bishop E6. Oh my goodness. I have no idea. What is the answer? Bishop G4. But I don't understand. Like, I don't want H3. And tell AI he misses footwork and gets hit in the left hook too easy. Exactly, AI, exactly. Yeah, exactly. Your footwork need to be better, AI, and you can get hit with these hands, okay? You can definitely get hit with these hands, so watch what you're saying to me. Bishop G4 was a better move here, apparently, but I just wasn't a fan of it. I guess I'll think about it this way. The bishop doesn't have a lot of good squares. So now that I think about it, okay, there's not a lot of great squares to even put the bishop. So, okay, going for a more solid setup, sort of like, it's a Caro-Kann or something like that. Bishop G4, take the knight, play E6, and then it'd be knight versus bishop. So that makes a lot of sense, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, what's next? Here, what did I play? I played E6 here. Oh, yeah, but that locks the bishop in. So, I mean, again, my bishop I don't really like. So, is it bishop F5? That's wrong. Knight D7, that's a crazy move. I was right, though. Wow. Knight D7. Interesting. It's hard to play. So King G7. Did I not play King G7? I played Knight D7 right here. Oh, and I blundered. Oh, he must have just missed it. Yeah, this was bullet for sure. I just completely missed it. What, Queen E7? Yeah, okay. And I blundered and played Knight D7 and blundered Queen takes F7. So yeah, he missed it though too because we were playing bullet, just instant movement. In this position, I played Bishop D7. E5 is probably better. Correct. E5 was right. Okay. What's next? Here it says I played Rook A to B8. Here it says Rook A to B8. And then, but that was wrong. Heads up, chat. Lurker's been all creeping. What's up, Eastside? What's going on, bro? Hey, what's up, dude? Welcome. Rook A, B8. So, I mean, what, E5 again? No, B6? Oh, shoot. B6, interesting. In this position, I played E4, but that was a mistake. Okay, what, Rook A to D? That seems like a likely move. F4? That's a good move. Yeah, F4 is nice. All right. In this position, I played Bishop E6, which is inaccuracy. F4, once again, probably is better. It's not. Okay, D. Okay. In this position, I played Knight E5. Well, my idea was to go to F3, though. My idea was to go to F3. So, take? No. F4. The F4 move was strong in this game. I ended up getting it too. In this position, I played H5, but I had a better move. Take? Probably take now. I'm sure probably the time might have been a little bit lower for both of us in a bullet game too. I played Queen G5. That's a blunder. Oh, yeah, just Queen H3. Yeah. I'm just like, yeah, Queen H3, bro. Come on now. This is another position here. I don't know what my time was at this point. Rook takes G3. What did I play? I played Queen H5. I don't see anything better. H5? Oh, wait, no. That's where I went already. Queen F5 apparently is better. Okay, and that's all of the puzzles basically from this game. Now remember, you're going to be doing this for your own games. Make sure you're using my link in chat there. Chessvia.ai. Chessvia.ai. Go in here. Obviously use Canty50 to get 50% off. And you also get you a 7-day free trial. Put your own games in here. See how it talks to you, what you're supposed to be doing, what you could have done better. And then this one's fire too with the AI overview. So now let's see what it says. Every move a new puzzle. Right. Black met the unambitious 1d3 with the solid King's Indian, equalized early, lost his way in the middle game, but outcalculated white in sharp tactics and delivered mate. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. See, I knew I liked this AI. I knew I did. Both sides finchetto and castle quickly, reaching a balanced structure. Black's move 16 e6 and knight d7 ceded the initiative, yet white blundered. Game became double-edged. Black's f-pawn push f4, and the following knight f3 sees the attack. Thank you. Opening. White shows a flexible ready Kia, aka King's Indian attack setup, but failed to press the early queen sortie on e2 like bite. Black mirrored the finchetto, castled, and struck with d5, queen a5, queen b6, achieving comfortable equality. Middle game here, white missed chances after knight d7. I did play a blunder there. Black oscillated with f6 knight, but regained the initiative with pawn breaks like f5 and f4. Absolutely. Severe time pressure, provoked blunders, yeah, from both of us. Queen h5, I should play queen h3. So, very nice. Study plan. Let's see what he has for my study plan. Strengths. You are tactically resourceful and comfortable in messy positions. See, hey, this is a fight. Listen, they talking the talk, okay? You're talking the talk. That's exactly right. That's me all day. Come on, chess lover. This is what I do, right? Tactical and resourceful in messy positions. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's me all day. Love it. Recognize pawn breaks such as f5 and f4. Your in-game conversion once the opponent blunders is clinical. I appreciate it, big dog. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. Appreciate it. Early middle, my weaknesses. Early middle game knight maneuvers lack purpose and cost time. You twice blundered the queen under a little pressure. Bro, hey, listen, we had no time. Like, relax. You sometimes fix your own pawn structure, restricting the bishops. You know, whatever. Okay. Deepen understanding of the flexible setups of the ready in the King's Indian attack. Study model games with d5 followed by a rapid e5 and c5. This is incredible. Create a small repertoire file to avoid time-consuming redeployments like knight d7, f6, d7. That is really good, actually. That is really good. And then tactics, of course. All right. Analyze classical games where black slowly improves the worst placed piece. Emphasize knight routing and prophylactic thinking. Annotate at least 5 games, highlighting the concept of don't move a piece twice without purpose. That is so good. Oh my goodness. That is incredible, guys. I'm not even gonna lie. That is a fire tip. What's up, Eastside? Yes, sir. And yeah, definitely. Absolutely love to the community for sure. Thanks for the tier 1 too as well, Eastside. In-game work, practice rook and queen coordination drills versus the engine. Review mating patterns with queen and rook against the castle king to continue converting advantages cleanly. This is sick, dude. I'm not gonna lie. That was especially this last part here about like strategy work, in-game work. Yo, that strategy work. This is for real so good. Annotate 5 games and highlighting the concept of don't move a piece twice without purpose. Woof. Bro, that is crazy good. You go study some strong games and just see how many pieces they move more than once. And like you try to get into the habit of that. Like that's really good stuff. Absolutely incredible. Big fan of that. Okay, so you see what's available here. This is what you're doing and with your own games. Make sure you obviously connect your chess.com. You can do that over here with Analyze. You can connect your chess.com or your lead chess or put in a PGN or past games that you played with Chessy on here as well. Obviously, view all the games, analyze games, stuff like that. Here, another big thing is actually the homepage too as well. Homepage, we can play. You can do game review. You can also chat right here. You got the Chess Daily Tracker. You also have tactics. Let me do my tactic real quick. Eastside, thanks for the tier 2, bro. 6 months in advance. That boy going crazy. Is it rook takes then queen? Oh, well, I was trying to like. I mean, dang, bro, why you mad? Oh, that's gross. Ugh. Ah, there it is. There it is. That's nice. And then here we go. Last thing is the chat. So I remember spending time over here in the chat section, just like general chess questions. Look at this. You got all these tabs and stuff like that. But listen, so you can do this, and I'll type in on the right here over here. It has principles, it has openings, and it has my account. Like, what are my chess.com stats across bullet, blitz, rapid? What are my chess.com daily stats? What are my top openings for black? So let's click on that. Click on that. You can like put these insights in, and you just got to wait a little bit, obviously get your answer. But it's going to tell you what your openings are. What are my stats for my top openings, which I'm about to look at that. What are my stats for top openings for black and top openings for white for chess.com? You can also ask it just general questions. Okay, now, so one thing that happens is when you put it in, it actually loads to the bottom. So let's go to the top. Perk defense, but it's really not a perk. It's like a black lion, move 1d6. So I guess I'm just giving away a gem here because I'm dropping a Chessable black lion course. So it will be coming out. But I've been playing a lot of D6, you know, so draw rate, win rate is 91%, performance +1 above black. So this is strong and reliable part of your repertoire. Keep leveraging it. Queen's pawn opening is number 2. I don't know what this is, like D5 or something. Indian game, like King's India, a win rate 85%. Still solid, but your win rate is lower. It may be worth reviewing games. And this one says outstanding results. Wow. Clear strength here in D5? Really? Ugh, that's gross. Focus on improvement. The Indian game is the weakest. My King's India? Dang. Analyze your losses and study key ideas. The perk defense, aka 1d6, and Queen's pawn opening are both performing above average. Keep using them. Nice. Okay, well, what are my top openings for white? And then we're going to look at the stats. I'm doing queen trades, general insights, create a training plan. Okay, cool. All good stuff. All good stuff. What's going on, Challenger Duke? Okay, top openings for white is this is Joe Lava. 17% of our repertoire, 136 games, 93% win rate, draw 1, performance +4. This is a major strength, of course, because I have a course on the Jobava London, guys. So yes, of course, I've worked with the engine for 9.5 months with the engine with the Jobava London. So of course, yeah, it's gonna be one of my biggest assets, right? This is a major strength. Your results are excellent. Keep building the foundation. Perk is white. What is that? Maybe like D3, E4. I don't understand that one. Queen pawn opening, just D4 stuff, period. Looks pretty good. Okay, that's nice. Now, if you want to ask Chessy something, you can ask like openings too as well, and also principles, or just ask a question. Like here, I was asking like, how, for instance, how does Jobava London score in classical chess for GM level? You can actually ask questions like this and get real good answers. So let's see what it says. And you want to be able to do the same. You can ask, you know, certain questions, especially if you're a higher level player or you're just a stronger player and you really want to have some insights. What are they playing at the GM level? What openings are they playing? What is this? What is that? Can the England Gambit work? Where should I stop, you know, rating wise for that, for etc. I mean, for the England Gambit, you know, stuff like that. So let's see what it says. We'll scroll up. Here's a breakdown for Jobava London. Main idea is Jobava London combines elements of the London system and Virasov, aiming for quick piece play, activities, and aggressive kingside play. White often seeks rapid development, early central tension, and sometimes kingside pawn storm with moves like h4, h5. Popularity at the GM level, especially in classical, the Jobava London is considered a surprise weapon rather than a mainline opening. It's less popular than the Queen's Gambit or mainline London setups because black has several reliable ways to equalize or even seize the initiative with accurate play. GMs occasionally use it to catch opponents off guard, especially if they suspect their opponent is less prepared for it. Scoring trends. In recent years, Jobava London has scored decently in rapid and blitz, but in classical, its effectiveness is more limited. At the top level, GMs using the Jobava London in classical games tend to score around or slightly below 50% against other GMs. It rarely appears in elite super tournaments, and when it does, it's often used as a one-off surprise. Black's best responses are like e6 and c5 setups or an early knight h5 have been well analyzed, making it hard for white to claim a lasting advantage. Recent GM usage. Jobava himself, Richard Rapport, and sometimes Hikaru have played it, but usually in faster time controls or when aiming for unbalanced fight. In classical, it's more of a secondary weapon, tricky but not fully trusted for consistent results. Lot in here. Man, it is a lot in here. So it's oh, nice. Oh, sorry about that, Isai. And thank you for your service too as well. I think for memory too, what will really help you here, check this out too. Isai, check this out. We're giving out free bottles for that. That may help actually a lot, in fact. No problem, Isai, no problem. Definitely check that out. We still have some free bottles going out, even though we just worked with this sponsor, Mental Athlete. But definitely check that out. It will help a lot with your brain health. I think that will benefit you a lot, buddy. Also read the science on it too as well. So the Jobava London is a creative and aggressive choice, but at the GM level in classical chess, it's not as effective as mainline openings. It can be a good surprise, but black is generally considered to be fine with best play. Would you like to see a notable game? You know, right? So you see how all of this, I asked one question and it gave me all of this, guys. Imagine what it's going to do for your chess, right? For your chess. Like, you know, let's say I want to go from 1200 to 1600. What should I do? So let's see what it gives us. Here we go. So, and it also starts here. Great goal. To give the most effective training plan, could you clarify a couple things? Are you aiming for so this is are you aiming for reaching 1600 in a certain number of weeks or months? Do you play bullet, blitz, or rapid? Are you interested in improving openings, tactics, in game? This is crazy. Like, what? I'm going to give you a tailored plan, guys. I want you to do this yourself. I'm not even going to do the rest because I want you to see it. I want you to see it yourself, bro. Okay? Yeah, I want you to see it. So, with that being said, we're going to end it here, guys. We don't want to keep the video too long here, especially if you're watching from YouTube. Shout out to you. And if you're on Twitch here with me, yes, Chess via AI. Definitely check this out, guys. We're going to be doing more. We're going to be checking on more games and actually analyzing games through this and looking at some stuff. So you make sure you guys are on it. Chess AI. There's a link in chat. Click on it. And if you're on YouTube, make sure you guys subscribe. I'll see you on the next video.